Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're talking about a piece of gear that keeps us on the road. That's the Oupes 600 watt power station. Now guys, Oupes did send this out to me, but I'm under no obligation to sing their praises. The good thing for you is they actually gave me a discount code. So if you're interested in purchasing one, type in "go on overland" and you'll get 10% off your purchase. Now guys, let's get into it a little bit. Now friends, I want to cover what this thing will do, some of the specs, and then tell you how we use it in a real world situation. So this thing will take charge in basically three ways. Guys, it'll be charged with your AC power via this plug, or you can combine that with a USB-C port and it'll charge in about 3.5 hours. You can charge it with this car port and plug it into your cigarette lighter or one of your power sources on your dash, or in the trunk of your car or something. It'll charge in about 10.5 hours, or of course it'll take solar. Now I actually have it plugged in as we're talking. I have the solar panels positioned pretty well, and it's taking in, well, it dropped. It's taking in about 30 watts right now. I had them a little bit better. As I look over now, there's some sun is not quite hitting them the way I want it to. The best I've seen so far is 92 watts coming in. As we're doing different things, as we're camping, as we're overlanding, as we're running our craft fair, we always have the solar blanket out and it's constantly bringing in power. Now that's been the thing that's been the game changer for us, because we're not always thinking and seeking out a regular AC unit. We're not always making sure that we have this plugged into the cigarette lighter, because we know we can count on the sun to do a lot of the work for us. Now eventually guys, we're gonna look into a battery to battery charger. There's so many different products that we're thinking through right now to get this camper charged as we're driving down the road. Right now we have a bit of a trickle charge through the battery through our 7-pin plug on our trailer plug-in, and it just tops the battery off, but that's about it. So I don't know about your situation, but for us, we use a heavy load of power, and that's something that we're looking into. But guys, I think every time that you see someone with a dual battery system on their rig, you'll definitely see them with a side unit, something like this, that you can take off with you. Now for us, we need it because a dual battery system isn't gonna work for powering our craft fair business. We're out on the weekends and we need power on location. We have so many craft fairs that told us you can't use a gas generator, period, and we're not gonna provide you power. So unless you rig up an inverter on an old battery, then you're gonna be looking for something like this. The great thing is it's a self-contained unit. It has everything that you want built into it. So you're not building an inverter, you don't have a solar MPPT charger, controller, you don't have to rig all this thing together. It comes in a nice lightweight little unit. And with that, let's talk about what it has, what it comes with, and what it can do. So it's the Oupes 600 watt, and what that is that's the inverter. So the inverter takes any kind of appliance up to 600 watts, or if you need a boost just to get your appliance going, it's supposed to charge up to like 1,000 watts with that inverter, just with the little boost. But on average, you want to find products that require 600 watts or less. So we've plugged in all kinds of different things to that inverter, and it runs it just fine. You know, we'll be running the TV inside the camper with the game system, all different things that you could imagine. The only thing that it won't do is our coffee maker. We have a Keurig, and that requires 1,500 watts of power. That's the only thing that we carry on us right now that we found that this thing won't power. The cool thing that I like about this, of course, the display system, you power it on, and then you've got all this information right at your fingertips. But to get that AC power right here in the same location, you just hit the little AC button and it pops on the screen, and now you know you can use AC. If you're new to this stuff, you start plugging something in and you're not sure why it's not working, it's probably because you forgot to press that little button. So beyond that, it has 2 USB ports and 1 USB-C. Again, with that fast charge, if you're plugging it in through the AC outlet and you run the USB-C also, it's gonna charge it in 3.5 hours. And so you have all those options. A lot of MacBooks and the new iPhones, my wife's phone, a lot of camera gear will charge off that USB-C. And then you have your 2 regular USB ports. And then moving up, you'll have that 12-volt cigarette lighter plug-in, and then 2 12-volt barrel plugs. Now I don't have anything with that gear, with the barrel plugs, so that's the only thing on this that I haven't tested. But we have a little fan that we ran with the cigarette lighter plug. We even have a little tire inflator that'll get you by in a pinch. So we plugged a bunch of different things into that. And again, with this system, they want you to turn it on in the individual location. So whether you're using USB, the cigarette light charger, or the AC, you push that little button. And don't forget, guys, with these machines, they all have deficiencies, if you will, in the power, in that the inverter is going to require a little bit of that power itself. So again, it's a 600 watt inverter, but it's 585 watt hours of power. So you start learning and understanding what your products require, how much power they're drawing, and you have 585 watt hours of time before you have to plug it into the wall, before you have to plug it into your cigarette lighter, or put some power in through the solar panels. So for us, one of the major reasons that we were out looking for something like this is that we have a craft fair business. We plug our computer into this, and we plug our printer plotter into this, and we need that power all day long. The great thing is that solar panel. So we plug in the solar panel, we pretty much set it and forget about it. Maybe make an adjustment, you know, you get out and stretch your legs, you walk around a little bit, see where the sun's going. We may change it once, twice, tops the whole day. Even if you're not pumping in, I know we found at least 92 watts coming through that solar panel. Even if you're not pumping in full power, you know, you're getting enough for what we require in our booth to keep all of our machines running. If the show runs into the dark and the night hours, we can plug some lights in here. And the only other thing we'll charge is our cell phone or our little card reader to make sure and take credit card purchases. And all that stuff plugs in and runs through this one machine, and it's worked flawlessly for us. Again, inside the camper, we'll be running the TV, the game system, charging all of our camera equipment, charging our microphones, charging up the GoPro batteries. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'll be editing at night, working on my computer, charging my computer through this thing. It really is a lifesaver. Again, we talk about all this gear, you know, we start finding gear that we just can't live without, and it grows, and sometimes you take stuff out of your gear. And I was talking to my buddy the other day, you know, he has a tractor. He's moving to Hawaii and he's taking his tractor with him. And we were talking about it. You know, he said that he's got to a place where the tractor is just something he can't live without. And I get it. You know, I have so many hand tools, like my DeWalt drill or my Milwaukee Impact. You know, some of these things I just found that I can't live without anymore. And it may sound dramatic, but you know, there's certain things as you get older you just don't want to lift, or you don't want to shovel a million times over. So his tractor, he's found that to be a tool for him that he really wanted that bad, to where he put it on a ship and floated it to Hawaii. For us, this Opus, this is something we can't live without. Again, even if we put a dual battery system in here, we're going to need it for that business. It absolutely runs our entire business and makes us money. And that's just so powerful. You know, if you're up in the rooftop tent, if you want to go down to the beach and listen to some music, or I don't know what your individual situation is, but having power that you can charge up and take with you, and even with this solar panel array that will fold up into a nice compact little carryable case that you can take with you, is just so hard to beat. So I think this is another piece of gear that we're going to find that we just can't live without anymore. And it's a bit dramatic sometimes with some of these gears and some of this stuff we start taking with us, and that's where you just need to reevaluate your systems. And again, before you buy any of this stuff, head off into the woods, go on some overlanding trips, maybe rely on your buddies a bit for some of their gear. And you might be that guy who's annoying, but really get out there and find out what you can't live without. And it'll show its ugly little head, because you'll have a situation, you'll have a scenario where everybody has this and you don't, and you're finding that you can't live without that, and then you go buy it. But just something that's worked for me, and I found that, you know, I hold off on making a major purchase till I really find out that I actually need that piece of gear. This came in at a really decent price. Again, if you use that code Go On Overland, you'll get 10% off, so that'll help you out a bit. But I found this to be reasonable even without the code. There's a bunch of different systems out there. I'm sure you've already watched a bunch of videos on other name brands and stuff like that. But guys, just give this a second look. If you click the link, it'll take you to the website. You can search through and research a bit more and just see if maybe it's not a product that'll work for you. Anyways, guys, you know, we're taking this stuff out here, we're getting to know it, we're trying it, we're putting it through its paces, and Oupes is a brand that I can definitely get behind. So I think that's it for this video, guys. If you found this helpful, would you hit the like button? You know, maybe consider subscribing. And if you do, hit that little bell. You're gonna get notified the next time Go On Overland puts out a video. We're going to some neat places, some really fun destinations. We're gonna be out doing some more cinematic camping, kind of overlanding videos soon, so stay tuned for those. We got more gear to go through, and I think it's gonna be a fun time. So until the next video, friends, God bless you, get up and go on.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here